iPad mini dash install into a Holden Jackaroo. Here's my where my head unit goes. I've just taken the face off it, and so this piece of plastic that goes around the head unit, okay, is right there. Now I don't want to attach the iPad to this top one because it's the whole piece all the way around. Okay, so plans are to get the clear case, and I'm going to cut it in half, right down the middle sideways. It'll be attached, the bottom of it, to this here, okay, to this old panel, fiberglassed all into it. So I cut in half there, and then I'm going to cut out the shape so it comes flush along here. It has little sides on it, but otherwise the AC controls are still accessible. Okay, so here's the case, cut in half. All I did was just cut it for Stanley knife over and over, just down the middle. Okay, it's almost perfectly straight, but it doesn't matter, I'll be cutting down here anyway. So I'm just going to go get the iPad and test the magnets. Here's my iPad, alright, and the case is on. Now I've taped in the magnets. They're double stacked, there's just, like in pairs, like 2 thick. Okay, I've just taped them on once I got them in position. Now here we go, I'll show you how strong it is. Okay, now I'm going to hold the case and case only. I'll even get my fingernail in that gap. Okay. This is my iPad here. I don't want to drop him, but I'm confident. I've got the iPad wrapped in masking tape. 1 layer up top, 3 layers down the bottom just to keep it strong. I've roughed that up heaps of sandpaper so it's got some grip to it. And so what I'll do is I'll just slide it in here. I'll get it on a piece of MDF or something. Turn it over, have the magnets lined up, stuck on it, and then fiberglass along there and wrap it over. Now, okay, so what I got here is the iPad mini and the case, and I've got a strip of fiberglass hot glued along the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is make the resin, peel the fiberglass over the magnets, which will then fiberglass them into position. And before I put the resin on, I will spray it with plastic adhesive. Taking the iPad out, obviously, and that's just the bottom of the case and the fiberglass. I didn't put any glass around there because I'm going to have to cut this out anyway, so I can still use my AC controls and shit after you know what I mean. So that's that, and I've still got, I mean it didn't seal up or anything, so I've still got to kind of close that in, and I'm going to put resin in there. So now what I've done is I've cut out that piece, okay, which was sitting, well, there obviously. So I just do that with a knife, just over and over and over, just because it's real thin. So here we have the iPad. So just here on the original case, it's got a lip that runs along there, and it obviously had one on the top, and that's what would actually hold the iPad in position. Now that I've only got the bottom here, obviously the magnets are keeping it down, but there's nothing keeping it from rocking forward. But look, it could be safe as is, just with the strength of the magnets, but I just want to be careful. So I'm going to fiberglass a really thin strip along the bottom of it that will connect to this, and it'll also come up the sides, just curve around just a really thin little frame around it. Okay, so here you go. I've pulled it off, and it kept its shape pretty damn good, and that's perfect. And as the black lines is where I've got a cut on this front piece. I just want to have a thin little frame around it. But anyway, I'll just put it on here now. Get the iPad, slides in, there we go. And now, because of that, it can't fall out the front. I got a little ahead of you guys, so I went over and I've cut out the main frame, as you saw before, marked with the marker. I also kitty haired it then, which is the collar, and you can all the collar you can see through there, the dark patches. And now I went and body filled it, and that's just getting just about dry. So it's starting to come together, but this is nowhere near completion. This is just finishing this bit. Okay, so jump forward a little more here, and I've sanded this down with the body filler roughly pretty good. And now it is in the car. So there is 4 skewers keeping it in position just there to get it perfect and lined up, which right now it is just about perfect. Just using hot glue, and so I'm going to have to use fleece from here to here. Okay, I'm not damaging the panel above at all. To there, and then the fleece from here will go up here, so you won't actually see the fiberglass underneath there. Okay guys, well that's I've just been working it out. That's the perfect position right there. That is where it's going to sit. So now I've got a stretch fleece, and then we have it. That's the fleece on it. So that gets the shape I want. Okay, so as you can see from here, you don't actually see any of it, except you'll see the side of it there, which just curves around along the back. Okay, so I'm just going to have to fiberglass that. There's still going to be a lot of body filler on it to change the shape of it. So I just did a little sanding and tidied up the back there, so it was flat. Okay, but it's on there, obviously. That's obviously just the fleece and the fiberglass. Okay, so after a bit of sanding, we got it to this stage. Okay, it's starting to look pretty good. It's a bit of a bump there I'm not happy with, but it's just because I went a little bit too far up here, so I've got to body fill all that. But otherwise, it is actually looking pretty good. It's coming along nicely. The back there is nice and flat. You won't see that, but it's still fairly flat. Here's me body filler with fiberglass in it, all on it, looking like that. Keeping it strong, and also just getting a nice curves and some shape to it. So I added a bit of fiberglass, just there on the back of it, just to strengthen it up. I'm giving it a quick sand with the fiberglass behind the back there, and around the front. Starting to look fairly smooth and in the right shape. There we have that finished, body filled, whatever. Looks a little rough because I put a bit of harder in it and I want it a little dry on me fast, but you get the idea. That's the body filler with good sand around the sides. The front, there's a few little hole bits, so I've got to let that fill up. Not finished there yet, and not finished down the bottom, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it. Yeah, this is not a how-to video, this is just me doing it, because obviously every car is different, you know, and at least it's not going to be held in with gaffer tape. So that gives you a rough idea what it's going to look like. I'll be spraying it with matte black, so this bit's just wet, so I just did it outside, so it's a little shiny. Yeah, the back doesn't have to be perfect, you won't even see the back, you'll only see it from about that angle is what you'll see, so as long as it's around there. But yeah, there's some more major spots that I was missing, and I'm getting now. And looking like that. Starting to look fairly good. So back to work on this. I haven't really done much for about 4 days because I've been working on the Jackaroo doing the deadener. But that's all finished now, so back to this. So I've got it really close. I did debut it at the car show, but you guys weren't there, so you didn't get to see that. It was like this at the car show, just painted white. It survived the whole day up there, whole trip up, whole day there, playing bass all the way back, you know. So it's definitely strong enough to hold the iPad. As you can see, she's looking pretty damn smooth. Now that I got it to the stage where I'm pretty much happy with it, I went and got some high fill primer. Okay, kind of a putty primer. That's what, it just comes out yellow like that. It's just fairly thick. So I'm just going to do the whole thing of that, and that'll fill in any tiny little pits and holes. Okay, there it is, painted taxi yellow, and so I'll go put it out in the sun, but that really actually looks quite good. Okay, so there it looks after a bit of a sand and a bad bit there. Just had a massive setback. So the crappy, well, this yellow putty primer paint I bought doesn't really stick to plastic, even though I used a plastic adhesive. So I had to peel it all back off, and you know, there's some marks now in the plastic. I just painted it then again. It does stick fine to the fiberglass and the body filler, but it just won't stick even with a plastic adhesive to the plastic. So I've had to use the normal primer on this and this new stuff on here, and it takes like 5 times longer to dry too. Got it to this stage where it's all sanded with 400 grit, to the stage where it's pretty much perfectly smooth. So I'm going to go and give it a coat of primer, grey primer, and if all looks pretty good, then we'll go ahead and do the black. I did the grey primer and there was still a few bits I didn't like in it, so I sprayed it again with the yellow stuff, and just in here and everything, like in the real small little joints like there and there, all the paint cracked. and I just wasn't happy with it. Just like in there and stuff, all the lines. So I've just put body filler in there to fix that problem, and now it feels good again. Just finished painting the first layer of black. Again, now this is a matte black, so there's a second coat on it now. Again, shiny because it's drying. But yeah, it's not too bad actually. Yeah, so that's 2 coats dry, and yeah, it looks pretty good. There's one mark kind of in there, so that line there that just happened to crack, but I don't care. I'm over it. So if that's the worst it gets, then yeah, that's 3 coats of black, and yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, I'm mostly happy with it, except for the 1 or 2 lines, but yeah. Anyway, I'll let that dry and we'll put some clear. That's when we'll coat it clear down. That's probably all I'll do. We'll see how it looks when it dries. It is finished now, so I'll put it in the car. Here's what it looks like in pretty much daytime. So still got the JVC there. Now I'm holding it at my head height right here, and I can still see the full screen of the JVC. And then you just get your iPad. That's it. In the dash. And then whatever. Take it out to get the AC controls if I need to. And there we go, that's a rough idea what it looks like at night, I guess. And I'll just crank it here, I'll show you it doesn't fall off. Anyway guys, yeah, you'll see more of this in the future, in demos and videos and stuff. Just, I think it looks cool. I haven't seen anyone else do this design. I haven't seen anyone else do an iPad mini yet in this country. Stay tuned, and there may be a giveaway coming up.